Laziness, a quiet trap that affects nearly everyone at some point. We all know it's one of the biggest obstacles between us and our dreams, yet somehow it always pulls us back. Why? Because comfort feels safe. It's easier to stay in bed than to chase a goal. It's easier to say, I'll do it later, than to start now. But that later often never comes. The truth is, breaking free from laziness isn't as difficult as it seems. With small, consistent steps, setting goals, building habits, and keeping our dreams alive, we can completely transform our lives. This is the story of a young man who learned that lesson the hard way. He paid a high price for his laziness, until one piece of advice changed everything. In a small village at the foot of a green hill, there lived a young man named Alex, while others worked hard in the fields. Alex spent his days lying under a big tree behind his house, watching clouds drift by and dreaming of an easier life. Deep inside, he knew his laziness was ruining his future. But he always convinced himself there would be time later. Then one day, everything changed. The girl he loved married a wealthy man. The villagers laughed and said if Alex weren't so lazy, maybe she would have chosen him. Those words broke his heart. For the first time, Alex felt the sting of regret. He wanted to change, but he didn't know where to begin. As he sat near the hill, lost in thought, he saw Grandpa David, a wise elder known for his life lessons, walking by. Alex ran to him and pleaded, "Grandpa, please help me. I'm tired of being lazy. I want to change my life, but I don't know how." The old man smiled kindly and said, "Son, those who truly try will always succeed. If you are ready, come to my house in 3 days. Bring food for the journey. We have a long way to go." Hope filled Alex's heart. For the next 3 days, he prepared eagerly. When the day arrived, he packed his bag and went to Grandpa David's home. The old man pointed to a distant mountain and said, "The cure for your laziness lies in a cave on the other side of that mountain. Inside, you'll find a pot with 2 pills, one red, one blue. Bring them back to me, and I'll tell you how they work." But there is something else. Another young man wearing blue clothes left yesterday to get the same cure. If you want it, you must reach the cave before he does. Determined, Alex set off immediately. He crossed the village and reached a river, where he found an old man rowing a boat slowly. Impatient, Alex took the oars and rowed with all his strength, crossing the river in 20 minutes instead of an hour. Without realizing it, he had already begun to change. His laziness was being replaced by focus and energy. He climbed hills, walked through forests, and pushed past every obstacle. Even when tired, he kept reminding himself there's no substitute for hard work. After 2 days of relentless effort, Alex finally reached the cave. Inside, just as Grandpa David had said, he found a pot with 1 red pill and 1 blue pill. Overjoyed, he hurried back to the village to show his mentor. When Alex arrived, he proudly handed the pot to Grandpa David and asked, "Grandpa, how will these pills cure my laziness?" To his shock, the old man took one of the pills and swallowed it. Startled, Alex exclaimed, "Grandpa, why did you take it?" "What if that was the cure?" Grandpa David chuckled and said, "Relax, son. That pill was for my back pain. The real cure for laziness is something you've already discovered." Alex looked confused. The old man continued, "You worked hard, stayed focused, and never gave up. That journey was your cure. The red pill represents your dreams, and the blue pill symbolizes your determination to chase them. With both, you can achieve anything." Alex thought back to his struggle, the river, the mountain, the exhaustion, and realized it was true. His laziness had disappeared through action, not magic. He then asked curiously, "Grandpa, what about the young man in blue? Did he reach the cave before me?" Grandpa David laughed warmly. "Oh, that was my son. He just went to visit his brother in the next village. I made up the story to give you a reason to move faster." Alex couldn't help but smile. He thanked Grandpa David and went home, this time with a new mindset and a strong will. From that day forward, he was no longer lazy. He embraced hard work, took new challenges, and eventually became one of the most respected men in the village. Moral of the story: every moment you waste today is a lost opportunity tomorrow. Stop waiting for miracles. Start taking action. Success doesn't come from wishes, but from effort. Take small steps every day. Stay consistent. Keep your goals in sight. Because when you change your actions, you change your destiny.